Hello everybody, good morning, and welcome to today's conference. I'm pleased to see so many of you here on this morning of high political drama. My name is Øyvind Vågnes. I'm affiliated with the Miss Media Project, and I'll be your guide through today's program. We have a full day of exciting events ahead of us, including a couple of surprises. So it's instrumental that we keep the time. So to start things properly, it's a pleasure to introduce the Rector of the University of Bergen, Rune Olsen.
Technology helps set the parameters of possibility. It frames our range of potential future, but it doesn't select one for us. Well, these are important words by the Guardian columnist Ben Tarnoff, as our everyday lives have indeed changed drastically over the last decades, especially when it comes to how we interact with each other through technology such as social media. The phrase, "a picture is worth 1,000 words," was clearly not coined on today's use of pictures and videos. Now, a single swipe on Instagram is worth 1,000 pictures. Boundaries are pursued every day, and we find that principles of privacy that previously were held in high esteem are challenged. This, in turn, affects journalistic work and the media itself. Where journalists used to be characterized as a bit invasive, perhaps, the tables now moved or now turned, and it is our closest family and friends who share pictures and moments from our lives in the public space of social media. Never has private information been this accessible. Today, it is not unusual to see private drones with cameras patrol the sky. We can be snapped, Instagrammed, and shared almost at any given moment in time. And the public now has instant access to news and live feed wherever they are. Our own phones are not just longer for calling, but have become tracking devices like those we used to see in the good old James Bond movies. Except our phones are a lot more accurate at tracking our everyday or every movement because we allow them to do so. I think we should be very aware of the technological advancements when it comes to how we are being watched and who is watching whom. But who does also this affect, or how does this affect us? Is it a negative development, or are the positive effects also that might outweigh the negative consequences? And what does it really all entail? Perhaps we can find a bit of wisdom in the words of George Orwell, the novel 1984. This novel describes the fictional and dystopic future of Great Britain when the country is ruled by a totalitarian regime. And here is how Orwell imagined being a citizen in such a future. And then I quote, "It was terribly dangerous to let your thoughts wander when you were in any public place or within the range of a telescreen. The smallest thing could be given away. A nervous tic, an unconscious look of anxiety, and a bit of muttering to yourself. Anything that carried with it the suggestion of abnormality or having something to hide. In any case, to wear an improper expression on your face was itself a punishable offense. There was even a word for it in the newspeak, face crime it was called, end of quote. Considering the influence of Facebook, I think Orwell was onto something with his face crime when he described the phenomenon, even if it's, or his dystopic description may be a lot darker than reality, perhaps. But all these things considered, quoting Orwell is not an answer, and I for sure cannot tell you whether today's technology may have a positive or negative impact grand totally. Of course, they're a mix. Luckily for me, being a rector at university, I know where to find people who can know. And we look to the future, we look to the students. Because I'm, of course, drawing your attention to the students. It is they who will both live in and shape the future. The knowledge and methods students acquire through their education will be of enormous importance for any kind of development and also in this field. On topics like these, critical thinkers and sharp minds will be decisive factors. Therefore, it also makes me proud and happy to see that there are students on the program and present here today. I'm convinced that students have a whole different understanding of all the surveillance advancements as compared to the elders ever can achieve. You see, I've witnessed it myself through, as some of the students at Media City Bergen were trying to show me how AR Googles worked. I didn't really cope with it, that's a real fact. And they also showed me how the program they've been designing can be important for video editing tools. Of course, they are extremely skilled when it comes to these handling technological tools. However, it really became clear who was the future and who were the elderly in that setting. Beside our students, excellent researchers, of course, like the ones from Viz Media, are of great importance in understanding and also developing, challenging the future. Through projects like Viz Media, who perform responsible research and innovation according to an international framework, we may understand the development and adaptation of visual surveillance technology. After all, academic knowledge is the key to understand many of the societal challenges of our time. This is just one of them. And it is not really different in that respect from others, because responsibility is at the core of our business in that respect. With that, I'd like to welcome you all to the conference, obviously, and also to the University Aula. And I hope you will be enlightened and have thought-provoking discussions and talks here. And with that, heartily welcome and looking forward to all the new insight that I am pretty sure that we will see coming out of this conference at the end of the day. Thank you.